Do you want to crush your opponents with insane win rate? Or do you want to checkmate an opponent in just 10 moves? This is the opening just for you if you want to be white, which is called the Bishop's opening. So this opening starts with e4, with the opponent must go e5. It must not go d5. And all of 5. And now folks, we detonate a secret opening, which is the Bishop's opening on c4 to c4. Knight to f6, trying to develop a knight is a very natural move. We will go pawn to d3. And in this line, folks, that we can go pawn to d3 or pawn to d4. So folks, with this line, they will maybe go here. Because if we will take, they will take. And if we take back, they will take. And they will win the trade. And so that is a very logical move for them, just to take the center. But there is something wrong with that. We can just go take the pawn. And then if they take, we cannot just go take the knight. Because there, we can do something even more deadlier than that. Which is knight to f3. They will go here, trying to develop. Confused what is this move and not taking this. We can go and castle first. If they go bishop to d6 over here, trying to protect their pawn, they're already in serious trouble because we can just take the knight on d5, which is being blundered because he covered it with this bishop on d6. And so, what if they go here? Which is a very natural move to do so and try to attack the knight so that the defense of the king will be less if they take the knight. But we will go here, attacking the bishop, and they might go here. But if they go h5, we will go rook to e1. That attacks the pawn there. And if they go here, we go for the ludicrous move, the most insane move. We sacrifice the literal queen on d1. And folks, that's literally a clean blunder to a bishop. Why wouldn't they just take it? Of course. If they take the queen, we will take the knight on c6. That is a check and a fork to the queen. So, they will have to move the king instead. But if were they to move the king to the best possible square on f7 so that they can make a king safe after that, they will undefend their queen. Here, they undefend their queen and literally the knight is staring at the queen and we take that queen, which is insane. And now it's check. And you don't have any options to attack the knight. You can just take the knight, of course, with the rook. But that leads to another possibility of you taking on d1. And now you have plus 4 points. You have 3.9 advantage according to the computer. Because you took a bishop, plus you're having your opponent exposed on the board. Try to go pawn to d4. And now we are gambiting this pawn on d4. Why are we gambiting this pawn on... In the next move, your opponent must go knight to e4. But there is another line here. I will show you later on. So the knight will take the free pawn on e4. After he takes, we go and take his pawn on e5. And then, if they go d5, attacking our bishop on c4, there's something we can do here. Expands our lines and also makes our win rate better. So folks, we will take the pawn on d5 and then they will go knight to c5. They cannot go here, here, because of the fact that it will be taken by a piece or a pawn. And so they will go here to the most powerful square ever. But there's something wrong with that. Why? Because after knight to c5, we get bishop to f7, which sacrifices the bishop in the first place. So folks, this opening is insane. And so if they take the bishop on f7, you can go and take the free queen on d8. Because they took the bishop, they undefended their queen, and where the queen is literally looking at the queen, and so we can take the queen. But if they don't take it and instead goes king to e7, goes for the other option, then we can go bishop to g5, pinning and executing the king on e7 and the queen on d8, which means he has to move the king to not make themselves be eaten and take the sacrificed bishop on f7. So they got forcefully to they need to take the bishop because there's no squares that he can go to. And plus, after that, you will take the queen. That is an insane trap for the bishop opening right there. We just won a queen, which means we just won a queen on move 8, which means we are gonna win probably after move 8 on a couple of moves, and sooner or later, you will just devour this exposed king because even doing it. So folks, the other lines that we can do or make, because there's a lot of bridges here. So folks, in the bishop's opening, we will go pawn to d4. As I've said again, it has more options. If they take our pawn instead on d4 in this line, Well, we can go knight to f3, developing the knight and also attacking the pawn. Opening, starting with the Scotch, and then we get the Hexo Gambit. But this is not the Haxo Gambit. This is literally the bishop's opening. So folks, this is a different line to be in, and I recommend you to do this because of the fact that it is very aggressive. So we go and develop our knight on f3, trying to be natural as possible. But what if they go and take the pawn on e4? Well, folks, it's very dangerous for them to go on this lane queen to d4 because a lot of times they will go wrong here. They will not go there because the queen, the bishop, and the knight are fully developed while he has just one knight. Folks, they will not do that. So knight to f6, and they might go knight to c6 instead, because that is more effective for them, but not according to the computer. So folks, they will go knight to c6 instead, trying to develop a knight naturally on that square. Naturally. Of course, they will go there first. We will castle and try to demolish the next lines again. So folks, they will go bishop to c5 and try to protect their pawn because it's being attacked by the knight, and also they're developing another piece. But what if we go pawn to e5 after that, attacking their knight? They might go knight to g4. And over here, it's a big no-no because we can try to ignore the knight right away, confusing our opponent, because now we can go pawn to c3, which literally challenges the pawn on d4. But what if they take the pawn on c3? Well then, folks, when we go bishop to f7, which is a sacrifice on f7, they might take the bishop. And if they do take the bishop, we have this fork. And when we have this fork, they might go back, and we will go here. You guess what? Who's winning here? We are, because who is winning here? We are winning here because of the fact that we are literally making the king not castle, and after this move, he still cannot castle, and plus taking back our material piece, and he has plus 1 point. That's fine. He cannot castle, which means he has an exposed king with no pawns on the sides, plus he can attack it later on with a queen. Another game plan to this is that when they go queen to e8 after the lines of this, we can just take the pawn. But in this line, again, when he goes knight to e4, we go queen takes d4. Then if they go here, it's such a bad move because when we castle after that, they will take our bishop because it is a very, very annoying piece to be in, and which is a very popular move for them. And so we don't take the knight because there is a very powerful move, which is rook to e1, checking the king on e8. And so if they cover it with a bishop, we will take with the pawn. A lot of people do this. Bishop to e7. And we just go take the pawn, and literally he can also blunder the rook. But maybe he will not blunder the rook because, I mean, you can see it, of course. I mean, 500s will blunder this, but other people won't. So let's talk about this. Other people won't blunder the rook. So folks, they will go here, protect the rook, while also keeping them enclosed with the king. But there's a problem after that. We just go bishop to h6. And that puts pressure on the rook more. We will go and have the biggest advantage in the computer, 8.2. And so if they go pawn to d5, we will just take the rook. And if we take the rook, they will go away with a queen. And so folks, in these lines, folks, you're gonna win 100% of the time, of course, because of the fact that if you take the rook, they will go here. Then we will go and take the pawn. After that, we have plus 3 material already. And if we go here, bishop to g5, we're attacking the bishop right away. You cannot take it because it's a pin to the king, and you will take that bishop. He needs to go away with the queen because he won't let his queen be taken. We can go here and then here. After these lines, folks, we're just winning. Look at the white side. We're just dominating. So in these lines, folks, you will 100% win with plus 9 material on the board. This is messed up. You're literally winning too much. Okay, so guys, this opening is too much. So folks, in summary of this video, this opening is very deadly for your opponents, has some high win rate possibilities, and you keep in mind this opening form so that you don't get to forget the opening always. So folks, in this opening, folks, it's just deadly as the previous video we had, and also it's very advanced than the other gambits like the Hexo Gambit, because the Haxo Gambit can be easily countered, but while this cannot be. Plus also winning you at Checkmate in 10 moves. So folks, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like the video down below and subscribe the video, and also don't forget to press the notification bell so that you get updated with more educational videos on myself and more latest videos on myself. See you guys in the next video. Peace out. I hope you learned something today, and this opening is just so powerful. You should try it. Peace out.